Well, do you guys feel this as well? I don't know if you guys feel the same, but like for me, this has been the first year where what I do actually feels like a career as opposed to just me just being self-employed doing my own fucking job that, you know.
I mean, I've never been employed. Like,
up
until this point, so it just feels good.
I don't know, it just feels like for the first time, this isn't just a job, it's like my career now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just... You don't think doing YouTube and your job, that environment really matters because you can technically do it anywhere. But the more like I've done this and the more I've like grown up, the more I realize, hey, environment really fucking matters in your workspace.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember in university where I'm just like, I can do YouTube wherever. I can do it in my fucking room. You know, I can do it next to my bed. And then I slowly realized I need my own fucking office. I need my own fucking space. I need to separate, you know, work and my leisure time because you can survive with it and you can do it, but you're just there'll end up be a point where you get fucking depressed and you get tired and it's not healthy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely completely changed my productivity, but also just like my enthusiasm towards my career. And I guess like it really cemented the severity of what I do, of like, this isn't just like a little fun thing that you get paid for. Like this is your job, right? Man, this is your career. Like putting food on the table is this now, and everything you do revolves around this. And definitely, you know, like moving to a bigger place and getting my own like actual workroom has like really cemented that. Like, okay, this is like, I can fuck around on camera and be silly and goofy. Yeah, but it's also my job. Like I can't half-ass this shit. Like I need to be serious about it. But like that's brought on an entirely different, I guess, layer of enjoyment that I otherwise would have never experienced. And I don't know, like, I think it's because as well, like, of the topics that we cover, of like, you know, the kind of otaku kind of stuff and like anime kind of stuff where it's like, doing it here as opposed to anywhere else is just, I think, completely different.
Oh, it totally is. Like one of the biggest things I've like realized this year is a lot of the mystery, a lot of like the mystery and the prestige, not the prestige, like the mystery around like the anime industry itself has kind of like I see the anime industry totally different because I remember before like I moved here and you know as a teenager, as a kid, you think maybe I could like as a dream job I could work in anime one day, but like you have no fucking clue what steps you need to take. So like I thought you had to be like incredibly fucking lucky, and like the more I meet people who work in this industry, the more I realized, oh, you just need to be here. You know what I mean? Like
you just need to be here and know one person.
Yeah,
and that's enough.
And sometimes you could fucking look up a job on Craigslist. Sometimes you're like teaching English or something, and you just happen to
meet a person. Right?
You just happen to stumble upon someone who has an opportunity. It's like the biggest advice I can give now, if you are interested in working in the Japanese anime industry, is just to fucking be here. Because I've been surprised at how like sometimes even how low the bar of entry is, because it's like the bar of entry seems to be university degree, but that's like the minimum you have to get a visa. But aside from that, it's just kind of being here and just hanging around the right places.
Definitely noticed that.
And I just didn't think it worked that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought it was just like closed off to all kind of foreigners and anyone else.
Or it took like years and years of building yourself up, right?
And you go to those anime studios and you just meet a guy who's like, oh, I'm American.
And then you ask, how did you get this job? Because it was like you think they just had like the craziest fucking journey to get
just
here.
like Craigslist.
Most of the time it's just I was just teaching English, and then I just saw a job posting for a random anime job, and I just went for the interview, and I'm just like, oh wait, it was that easy this entire time? Did you even speak English? And
it's literally the McDonald's method. It's just like, I see an ad, I'll apply for it. Fucking why not? Yeah.
Get the job. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sick. I got the job. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess totally agree with that in sense of all the mystique around it. It's kind of like slowly peeling away, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to summarize all my feelings about living here and working here. But yeah, definitely the structure has been added. And I don't know if that's because of Japan or because of how we've scheduled and built our work environment.
Optimized.
Yeah. I mean, having an agency here that works with us and works with anime has been super helpful.
Yeah.
And has helped me feel like a lot more, like you said, structured. Because before this, Yeah, I was just kind of fucking around, I think, and I was just hoping that the checks kept coming in.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I'll just keep making stuff that I really enjoy.
It didn't feel real, right?
Yeah.
No, and I assumed that every year could be my last.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to think, okay, well, as long as I don't do fucking anything stupid,
As long as none of us make an apology
as
video.
long as none of us get cancelled,
Yeah.
you're probably going to be around for a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You can normally safely assume I got a year left in this at
Yeah,
least,
yeah.
right? Like you can probably normally plan a year or two,
Right.
And some people are like, well, like, damn, shouldn't you be working on getting like a proper career and whatnot? And like, what is a proper career anymore? Like, bro, some people like still like 50 years old driving Ubers. Like, is that a career? Like,
Yeah.
why people got to make a thing about a career?
It's
Who
just your
cares?
prerogative, right? Of like
Whatever
you
makes you
consider
happy,
Yeah.
man.
If you're getting the money and it's making you happy and you're not hurting anybody, I
Yeah.
think that's a proper career.
Yeah, the way I see it as well is that like if for some reason YouTube falls through, in a year and I got nothing left, like, hey man, I've got experiences people could like kill for.
Right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
three of us have been
Yeah.
smart enough to kind of establish ourselves in, fields
Yeah,
outside of YouTube.
Yeah, my plan my plan B used to be go back to the BBC and get go back into engineering and all
Right.
that
Yeah.
stuff. But now if YouTube falls through, I have other plan Bs of other businesses
Yeah.
I could possibly get involved in, and that's it's given me in a career that really shouldn't have the feeling of any kind of job security. I do feel secure that I do have a specific skill set that working in doing this has given me, as opposed to 5 years ago when I'm just like, what the fuck can you learn doing YouTube?
Yeah.
What the fuck can I actually learn?
I know
doing
how to
this?
edit a
I mean,
video.
When you look back and you start doing YouTube, you just think, what can I possibly put on my
I'm
CV?
getting nothing out of this.
What can I
Yeah.
possibly put on my CV? Right.
And then now you're like, if in terms of social media entertainment and
Yeah.
marketing, it's like it's a big list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think is most YouTubers as like the fucking dumb people.
Dumb college dropouts.
I
Yeah.
mean, you do see a lot of them who are like, fuck, I'm in the same category as him.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think what people don't understand is that there are a lot of companies that wish they had people who understood those kind of because a lot of companies, you'll see them, man, they don't fucking understand social media at
Yeah.
all. No. And if we did lose our job, there is a good chance that we could probably work in a company and be ahead of their social media department or help
Yeah.
with strategizing, right? Consulting, anything, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like Dr. Disrespect, right? He was an online creator and then he went to work for, I think, Activision, right? Or Infinity Ward. And he was the head of their community relations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for a while.
Oh, wow.
Before coming back to streaming.
Yeah, so before he came back, that's what he left because he was a
okay.
big COD streamer, I believe.
Right.
And then he left to go and be their community management or something along those
Social
lines.
media management
right?
or
Something
something?
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
was
yeah.
something along those lines. And then he came back, right? And it speaks to even back then that someone who had just been doing videos online who seems very amateurish,
Yeah.
that knowledge that you gain is so invaluable, and companies wish they understood that, and they could hire as many teams as they want, but
Right, because it's so rare, especially for someone like
Right,
Dr. Disrespect to
right.
reach numbers like that.
Right,
It's not something that you can it's not something that it's like, well, I got a degree in it, I studied it, therefore I'm going to get results like that. It just doesn't
Yeah.
happen, right?
You learn a lot through YouTube, and I think that even if you are doing it as a hobby now and you don't see any potential in it, I think the skills that you're learning are really, really useful skills. I don't think you realize are useful.
Yeah, one important skill that I had to learn how to do is kind of realizing what skills I thought were useless and were actually not useless. And it's actually thinking back to be like, oh yeah, I do know how to do this thing. Maybe this is actually useful in some way. Because it's like part of making yourself look sellable as a person to any employee is what skills have you got and what experience do you have. And we grew up in like a generation, or at least especially with Asian parents, where we were taught, hey, do well in tests, get like your degree, go to university, and if you don't go to university, you're a fucking dropout.
Yeah.
And
You're scum. You're not my child.
yeah. And the older I grow up, the more I realize, if you have like certain career options and certain like career paths that you want to go down, yes, a degree is you definitely need that. But if you kind of don't know what you want to do yet, that doesn't mean that every other skill set you gain is invaluable.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need a degree to make a plan B in your life, right?
Yeah,
it's like I never learned anything about like business or marketing in school. Like I didn't take any of those like classes. I never did any of that shit in uni. And I learned so much about that kind of shit just from doing YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like a really valuable skill to have, but I didn't need to go to school for it. I just had to fucking
You gotta do it.
I just had to go through it and experience it.
Because the way I see it, right, I have an engineering degree.
Yeah.
If you put me in an engineering workplace, I wouldn't know fucking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe I understand the rough concepts that make up a lot of basic engineering, and you could probably teach me a lot easier. But you couldn't just plop me in an office and be like, do it.
Yeah.
I would have no clue
Yeah,
at all,
exactly.
because you have to learn how that company
You haven't
does the
utilized
thing.
that skill, right?
Right. And without using it practically, it's like, what am I doing? I've just got good at tests. Like
Yeah.
I was shit,
Yeah.
and I constantly got frustrated because I never felt like I was learning engineering. Although I was learning the concept. I felt like a lot of it was so impractical. But I mean,
You were learning it through your head, but not through your body, right?
Yeah.